Hello everyone and welcome to this course of product design and value engineering. In today's session, we will discuss about product development, what are some characteristics of successful product development and what should be done to achieve a successful product development, how we can achieve a successful product development. First of all, let us discuss what is product development and what is product design. Many people use these terms interchangeably, but there is a slight difference in product development and product design. Product development and product design, many people use those interchangeably, and there is nothing wrong in it. But to be clear about the topic, product design is process of incorporating customer need in a marketable way. If there is need of a customer and we can come up with something that customer will buy, then this process is product design. We already know what customer need, so we have that information already with us. We have the information of what should be compacted in a product, and we make something that will attract the customer. That is the product design. And product development is from beginning with customers need. We generate ideas and we come up with concept. We decide what actually customer needs, and then we commercialize product, we sell it. All this process is incorporated in product development. Product design is part of product development. So product development is product design plus the commercialization part and the idea generation and customer need identification part. So product development has those two parts added along with product design. Also keep in mind that product design and engineering design are also different, and we will discuss that later on. Now we have already seen this in previous lecture, but we will discuss this again. What is product development process? How a new product can be developed? So this is a product development funnel which, as we have discussed, starts with opportunity identification. So we will identify opportunity. How we can find identify opportunity? We ask the customer or we observe the customers. We see that customer is struggling with something. There is something which customer needs, but it is not there in the market. There isn't a product which satisfies or answers that specific need. If we see someone struggle with something, then that is an opportunity. We can make a product to help overcome that struggle, and we can make a product out of it. If someone is struggling with using his mobile phone, so we can make a product that can uh, make use of mobile phone simpler for that particular class of customers, and that can be sold as a product. If we see that some customers are struggling with, or some people are struggling with keeping account of their daily expenditures, so that is an opportunity, that people are not able to keep account of their daily expenditure, and we can identify that as an opportunity, and we can design or develop a product that can keep an account of a person's daily expenditure. And how we can do that? We can make a mobile application that will help customer to keep track of their daily expenditure. So that is an idea for a product. But we have to first identify the opportunity, and then how we can solve that problem. So first we are identifying opportunity, or we are identifying some problems that the customers are having, and then we are trying to generate ideas of how to solve that particular problem. That is idea generation part. and then there will come some concepts. Once we have generated some idea through various techniques, there are brainstorming and other techniques for that, but we will discuss that in due time. After generating ideas, we identify some concepts around those ideas. There will be so many ideas during the brainstorming process. Even an hour or so in brainstorming session can generate 50 or 100 ideas or even more, and we cannot develop 100 product for one problem. So what we do is, from those ideas we identify some concepts that those are good, those we feel like that okay, these are some ideas that can be further implemented on, that can be refined. Then we refine those raw ideas and make them into concepts. Now these concepts are very basic. They can be some design or drawing on paper or some thought in our mind. But again, those are five or six. Now we cannot make five or six product for a single problem. We will only make one good product for one good problem. So what we will do is, from these concepts we will select some on some criterias. There are many criterias which we can use to generate idea to concept and concept to design, but that will be discussed in due time, as I said earlier. From concepts we select some ideas, some concepts we select, and we design on those concepts. I have a concept that I drew on paper. Now what I will do is, I will design an engineer. Now I will actually make some calculations that we have seen in engineering design. What you have done in your subject of engineering design, you have made some calculations, you find stress, you find dimension. All those will be done in design and engineer part. So concepts will turn into some design in which there will be dimensions, there will be material specified, and all those part will come in design and engineering. In concepts, we don't worry about materials and all that. We just worry about how the functions will work. In design, we worry about the dimensions, material, if the function is working or not, movability, linkages, kinematics, all those will be considered in design and engineering, not in concepts. Okay, then after the design is ready, we will see that we have made design for 3 or 4 products. Okay, we have made design for 3 or 4 idea. Now we evaluate those design depending on their aesthetics, depending on their functionality, how they look, how they attract customer, and we take one or two of those design and make prototype out of it. Now remember that making prototypes are costly process, so we try to avoid making prototype of all the designs. We just select the better of them and make some prototype and test them on customers or on in-house experts. So what that will do is that we will have an idea that our product is actually working or not, or is there any problem or not. And once we are satisfied with our product, we launch the product. If we are not satisfied with the product, then we again go back. And that is seen in this product development process also. It starts with idea generation. We generate some ideas using brainstorming. There will be hundreds and thousands of ideas. Then we screen those ideas. We reduce the amount of ideas by various methods. Then we develop concepts and test them. Then we do marketing strategy development. Once we have product, we thought about how to market this product. remember the Tata Nano. Well, if your marketing strategy is not strong or not uh, compatible enough, your product may fail, even if it is a good product. What happened with Nano is Nano marketed its car as poor man's car, poor people's car. So what happened that instead of being a good car at very low price, people try to avoid buying that, because if someone is driving a Nano, people will think that, oh, he is a lower middle class person or he is a poor person, because because Tata marketed Nano as poor people's car. Instead, if Tata has marketed it as a low budget car or a say middle class person's car, then it might have gained much attention. Or if Tata has marketed it as student's car, because student cannot afford costlier car, so many college students might have purchased it. But the marketing strategy can make a big difference in your product selling. After marketing strategy is developed, we do a business analysis that if our product will, if actually there is market demand, if what is our cost of developing, how much the product will cost us to manufacture, and at which price we can sell. Do we actually make profit out of product? All these will be considered in this marketing analysis. Once we are satisfied that okay, our product is good, our we have a good marketing strategy which will attract customers, we have a business analysis which shows that we are going to make profit out of this product, then only we start developing the product, and then we test our marketing. We first manufacture a small amount of product in a small plant. We test it on actual market. We see that if actually people are buying it or not, actually there is demand for it or not, what we have predicted during our business analysis is actually true or not. uh, we see that is customer agreeing with us on how good our product is. If we have developed product, we obviously think that our product is very good, but sometimes what happens is customers does not think the way we do. They might think differently, or there is another product which they like more. All this cannot be forecasted perfectly. There will be some variabilities, so those variabilities will be tested in test marketing. And if test marketing is successful during our initial run, if people are buying our product and they are liking it and they are giving good feedback, then we commercialize the product. And this is the entire product development process. Now, as we have discussed, product development and product design both are not same. This is product development process. It includes idea generation, screening, also it includes test marketing, commercialization, business analysis and all that. Where in design, we just concentrate on making a product that can solve some problem or that can satisfy some customer need. So what is the product design process? Product design process start with empathize. In this phase, we understand what user wants. So after understanding what user wants, we define clearly that what our users actually want. In empathize phase, we listen to users, we understand their problems. Each user might give us some different insight. We talk to 10 people, 100 people, and each one of them will give us some different problems, some different insight about their needs. We collect those 100 people's thinking, and we define that okay, actually this is what the user want. That is the define phase. Then we ideate. We generate a range of ideas, some concepts about how these uh, customers' needs can be satisfied. And after that, we generate a prototype and we give that prototype to our users. That is testing phase. After generating prototype, we give that to our users or customers, and we ask that if they like it or not, if they want to pay for it or not, how much they will like to pay for it, and if they are happy with it, they will pay for the product and they will pay a reasonable sum of money for what we have developed, then we will implement it. And this is entire product design process. Remember, in this design process we are not talking only about engineering design, because that is another aspect and we will discuss that in due time. But this is what product design process is. It starts with emphasize, then defining the customer needs, then idea generation, then making a prototype, then testing that prototype, and if everything goes well, then implement the product. If after testing our customer says that no, this is not I want something else, then we again go back to define. We generate some new ideas and some new prototype. Okay. Now, what is characteristics of successful product development? How we can say that our product development that we have developed is successful or not? The first characteristics is product quality. So, if the product that we have developed is of good quality, then we can say that okay, we have done something good. Then product cost. The cost should be reasonable. It should not be too high. The cost should be as high as the customer wants to pay. It should not be higher than what customer wants to pay. So that is another characteristics, another criteria. Then development time. We should develop our product as quickly as possible. And development cost. Our cost of development should be low. And development capability, we should also keep that in mind that after each product development we should be more capable about developing new products. If I have done uh, if I have developed a product, then I should be confident and capable enough to develop another product more quickly and more effectively in better way. That is what development capability is. If we have gained all these, then we can say that our product development process is a successful product development process. And what factors should we consider while uh, deciding that our product development process is successful product development? So these all are the key factors to successful product development. Our product should have uniqueness. Our products should have customer focus and market orientation. We should develop products which are unique. We should develop products which are customer focused, which customer wants to buy, and market oriented, which market will accept. We should do our homework first before developing product. We should check that if customer actually wants to pay for it. We should check that if there is actually a market for the product. We should check that our product is unique, because there might be some other products which are similar what we are developing. So all this is part of doing our homework. We should give our product develop definition in early stage, and it will should be clear. Sharp means clear, and product definition should be given in early stage, because if we are not decided that what we want to actually develop, then we will take much time in development process. Then project selection decisions. This is a key to successful product development. In large organizations, there will be many products development going on simultaneously. In large organizations, uh, there will be many people working, and everyone have some idea. So hundreds and thousands of people will be coming up with ideas, and they want to develop some products. But if we develop every one of this product, then cost of development will be very high. So we should focus on limited project. We should focus on projects which are highly profitable only. So this is also an important criteria of successful product development. Then the next criteria is telling the world you have a good product. After you have developed a good product, you should market it properly. If you have developed an excellent product but you are selling it on say a cart only, you are selling it on a small shop, so you will not be able to earn very much profit. You should market it. Many people should know about it. You have to give you have to spend some money in advertising it, in marketing, so that people will know that okay, you have a good product, you are solving their problem, they are willing to pay the amount you are asking, and you will make product profit by selling more product. So telling the world you have a good product is also key to successful product development. And another and important quality is speed without compromising quality. Your product development should be quality work. The product you are developing should have good quality, but also it should be quick to develop. This is also important aspect. You cannot take 5 years or 10 years to develop a product, and then you will try to sell that in market, because by that time the market will change, the demand will be changed, and the product that you have developed with so much hard work will no longer be needed. Consider that you want to develop a mobile phone with today's demand, with today's technology. That is, in India we have 4G, and you are developing a state of the art mobile phone which very elegant design, very beautiful, smooth curves, uh, very high resolution camera. But after 4 years, what will happen is that you will have a well designed 4G phone, and by 4 years the technology would have been changed. After 4 years, in India we have 5G technology, and you have designed a 4G phone, so that will not work. So speed of product development is also important. So speed without compromising quality is a key to successful product development. And organizational structure and climate is also key to product development. What we mean by organizational structure and climate, this is how organization promotes its product, how organization thinks, how organization promote the idea of its employee. If organization encourages new ideas, or they simply want to keep things as it is, that is also an important aspect of successful product development. Organization should encourage idea, they should invest in new ideas, and they should focus on keep on developing new product. So that is also an important aspect of successful product development. That will be all for today's session. We'll meet in next session. And in next session, we'll discuss more about design, product design, as well as we will discuss about what is engineering design is. So stay tuned.